Welcome to my channel Ana Lana. Todos mis videos están en español también. Puedes encontrar el link abajo en la descripción. In this second part, we are going to learn how to do the sleeve and how to do the closing of the sweater. So now we are going to start. Okay, so to make the sleeve, just with the tape, we are going to be measuring 10 inches or 25-26 centimeters. Put a marker there. Then you take the yarn and you are going to do slip knot. So now remove the marker so we know exactly where we are going to start. And we are going to pull through the yarn. And we are going to do that in every single space that we see. And we are going to continue until the top of the shoulder. Okay. Okay, so I get to the middle of the shoulder and I have 30 stitches. So now I'm going to do in the middle one more, and that will be the number 31. So I'm going to use a crochet hook because it's easier to pass it through. It's a little bit dense. Then after I do this 31, I will go down and get another 30 stitches. I will go one by one until I get 30. Okay, so I finished now 61 stitches, 30 in each side and 1 in the middle. This is the way that the joint looks and it's very nice, and this is the right side. I'm going to be knitting straight, a whole rectangle. I'm facing right now the wrong side, and since it's the wrong side, we are going to start purling. And then when we turn the work, it will be knitting. So this will be jersey stitch. And I'm going to go as long as I want the length of the sleeve to be. Okay, so I got to the point to have 37 centimeters, which is around 14.5 inches. And now I'm going to start making a reduction, changing needles. So for the sweater, I was using the size number 9 of needles, and I like to use 1 or 2 numbers smaller for the cuff. So at this point, you can do that. If you are using number 8, just go with number 7 or number 6. Right now, I'm going to use number 7 to start the reductions, and I will also take some points out. So let's start reducing some points. The first one, we are going to just pass it. And now, number 2 and number 3, I'm going to knit them together. Very good. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the 7 and 8, I'm going to knit them together. So I'm going to be doing 6 and then knitting 2 together, 6 and knitting 2 together, and I will continue like that for the rest of the row. And the next row, it will be a reduction in the number 6 and number 7. So knit 5 and then 6 and 7 together. Okay, so I already did reductions in 2 rows and I end up with 45 stitches. So now this is the time that I'm going to start working on the elastic band. And we are going to pass the first one and then knit and purl, knit and purl. So for the cuff, we are going to do the elastic band, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, until I get around 6 centimeters or 2.5 inches. Okay, so I got to the point that I think I have enough, and yes, perfect. I have 2.5 inches, which is 6 centimeters. Perfect. So now I'm going to just to be closing, and we are going to be using the classical method, not the Italian method, because that takes a little bit longer. So we are going to be passing the first one, and then we knit the second one. And the first ring, we are just going to pass it over, and now we knit a second one again, and just pass it over. Just remember to keep the direction of the stitch. So if you are knitting, do a knit, and if you are purling, close with the purl. Okay, so I'm done closing the cuff, and I'm going to pull a long strand. So I'm going to use this to sew each side of the sleeve, and then I'm going to also sew the sides of the sweater. And I'm going to do that in both sides, and we'll be done with that part. So just remember, put parallel both sides, and then you are going to be sewing ring with ring. We are going to continue closing all the sides. And now I'm going to continue with the border. We are going to start at the end of the sweater with the crochet hook. 5mm is what I'm using. So I just did 2 chains and then a double crochet. So this is what I'm going to do: a double crochet in each single space. Double crochet in each space. I'm just trying to hide that little leftover. So this is the way that I'm going to continue through the rest of the sweater with the double crochet. So I am finishing on the other side of the sweater. So it's going to be just the front part. And I just did my last double crochet. Now I chain 2, turn the work, and I'm going to continue doing double crochet. So double crochet on each stitch at the bottom, and then continue on each stitch. You will do a double crochet until you get to the other side, and it's going to be just the front. Double crochet on each stitch on the base. So I already finished row number 2, and now with the row number 3 is going to be half double crochets. So basically you just yarn over, pull it through, and then you pass through the 3 rings. Yarn over, pull it through, and you are going to continue like that, just doing half double crochets all the way until we get to the bottom of the front on the other side. Okay, so now I'm done, and I will just try to hide this little strand, just to make sure that we secure all the ends so the piece doesn't come apart when you just put it in the laundry machine. So the way, if you want to put buttons in the sweater, you don't need to do buttonholes. You can use just the double crochets because they have enough room to pass through a button. So just try if you want it. Okay, I end up making 2 packets for this sweater. So we are going to cast 22 points. Out of the 22 points, 5 in each side will be, in my case, I'm doing the rise stitch. If you are doing purl, you can do it. So it will be 5 and 5, and we reserve 12 for the braid. So we are going to be at this moment knitting the 4 first rows, and then you can start with the braid. In the description box there is a link for the video that teaches the chandelier braid, and that will be the way for you to remember. But we have been doing that braid through the whole sweater, so it will be easy for you to do it in the pockets. So now just remember, I'm going to leave right now a chart for you to see how many twists you need to do for the braids. So use this as your guidance. And now when you put the pocket, just try to make the braid in the same line than the sweater. Okay, so we got to the end of the sweater, and if you like what you see, please give me a like and subscribe. I hope to see you soon next time in Ana Lana. Thank you.